Unbalanced bids is something you see in a schedule of rates contract. It does not apply to lump sum contracts or cost plus contracts. An unbalanced bid involves the contractor putting the wrong rates into their tender, so they lie about how much things are going to cost. There are two reasons why they might do this. One reason is that they think the client has the quantities wrong and they've decided to take advantage of the client. The second reason is to increase cash flow at the start of the project, which reduces the amount of capital required for financing. First of all, let's see what it means for someone to take advantage of the client. Let's say the project requires 5,000 cubic metres of excavation. The client thinks that there are 2,000 cubic metres of hard rock and 3,000 cubic metres of soft rock. Meanwhile, the contractor privately believes that there is actually going to be 3,000 cubic metres of hard rock and only 2,000 cubic metres of soft rock. They might be wrong, but that's their opinion. The important thing to remember is that the contractor has been working in this area for a long time, so they're pretty sure they know what's going on. So the real cost of digging out hard rock is $30 for this contractor. They've got plenty of years of experience, so they know it costs $30 per cubic metre. Their cost for soft rock is $20 per cubic metre. So if they did everything legitimately, they'd put a price of $2,000 times $30 for hard rock, and they'd put a price of $3,000 times $20 for soft rock. So the total is equal to $60,000 plus $60,000, so they'd charge $120,000. So that's the real situation, but this contractor has decided to unbalance their bid. What they're going to do is charge $40 for the hard rock and only $10 for the soft rock. Since the tender documents expect more soft rock than hard rock, this actually reduces the tender price. So this contractor is more likely to win the bid than if they used their real rates. Now, what about using the quantities that the contractor expects? If we use these quantities and the actual rates, then it will be 3,000 times $30, which is $90,000 for hard rock, and 2,000 times $20, which is $40,000 for soft rock. So the total equals 90,000 plus 40,000, which equals 130,000. On the other hand, using the unbalanced rates, for hard rock it would be 3,000 times $40, which is 120,000, and for soft rock it would be 2,000 times $10, which is $20,000. So these added together is $140,000. The point is, if the contractor turns out to be right about the quantities, then using their unbalanced rates, they will get paid $10,000 than they would have been paid if they submitted their actual rates. The danger for the contractor is that they are taking on a risk. Let's say it turns out there's actually only 1,000 cubic metres of hard rock and 4,000 cubic metres of soft rock. In this case, the contractor is very, very wrong. Now, using the actual values, the value of hard rock is 1,000 times 30, which equals $30,000. For soft rock, it's 4,000 times $20, which equals $80,000. These two values added together equals $110,000. Using the unbalanced rate for hard rock gives 1,000 times $40, which equals $40,000, and for soft rock 4,000 times $10, which equals $40,000. These two added together equals $80,000. So the contractor in this case would be losing an extra $30,000. So to summarise, the unbalanced bid creates a lower tender price, thus increasing the chance of winning the job, and if the contractor is correct, gets them extra profit, but if the contractor is wrong, then they will suffer a loss. So that's what an unbalanced bid is when you're trying to take advantage of extra information. You put the price up for things that you think there'll be more of, and you put the price down for things you think there will be less of. It's risky, so people don't tend to do it much because it can go wrong. Now for the second type of unbalanced bid. Remember when we looked at the cash flow problem where the contractor needed to provide capital for the difference between the expenses that were paid first and the revenue that was received later? Well, one way to decrease this problem is to use inflated rates for items that occur earlier in the project and deflated rates for items that will occur later in the project. For example, if we have a construction project where the early activity is excavation and the later activity is painting the walls, what we'll do is charge less per square metre of painting and charge more per cubic metre of excavation. This means that the earlier payments will be larger, like this, and the later payments will be lower, like this. The overall total will still be the same, but now the gap between the expenses paid at any particular date and the revenue received at that date will not be as large, so the contractor will not require as much money to finance the job. In this case, the items for which changes are made are not items that are likely to change, so the issue of risk is much lower.